What up guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to change engine oil on 2013 MDX. These are some of the things that you will need. So you'll need at least 6 items. You'll need a wrench with a 17mm socket. Oil pan, something to put oil into. You want to stay clean, get some gloves and a towel or a rag. The next step or next tool is to take off the oil filter. You can use this or you can use hands. There's a bunch of different oil wrenches that are on the market. I got this one a while back. I use this for smaller filters, so cars, jet skis. I actually originally bought this for a jet ski. It goes right onto the filter at the end. Works really nice, especially taking off oil filters. However, you don't have to have this in order to change the oil filter. It just makes your life much easier. I will go ahead and leave a link on Amazon, and there are multiple tools. This is one of my favorites that I've used. Of course, you'll need a proper oil filter, which you can get either online or any auto parts store. I will also leave a link for Amazon. You'll need something to put the oil back into the engine, and of course you will need oil. So for this car you'll need a 5W20, and you will need about 4.5 quarts. I'm gonna go ahead and activate the emergency brake. It's a full pedal. It's on now. You wanna pop the hood. Go under with your finger like this. Pull on it. To open the hood, once you pulled on the lever, you see the hood pop up. And there's this little lever that you go your finger under, pull on it, and at the same time open the hood. Other things to know is the oil dipstick on your left side of the engine, and on the right side this is an oil cap. Make sure you have plenty of room on the right side of the vehicle, so your passenger side, because that's where you're going to be doing most of the work. The plan is to start the car and warm it up. Once it's all warmed up, shut the engine off. Take the cap off. Not on the flight, but it's counterclockwise. Let's see if I can get it. There it is. Maybe I'll set it over here. I do also pop the dipstick and leave it like this. And the next thing I'm gonna do is lift up the car, put it on the jack, and I'm gonna take out the bolt. The car is lifted. Using the jack. Always remember that anytime you use a jack to have, you can't see it right now, but that piece, you want to make sure it's in the middle here, and of course in the middle here. So you want to make sure the car is stable on the jack. I went ahead and put the jack stand right under. I put it here so it's a solid area, and I went ahead and lowered the jack a little bit, just enough for it to be on support on this, and then tighten the jack back on. So if you think about it, it's currently standing on the jack and that. So if for any reason if the jack fails, the car is going to be safely caught on the jack stand. Next thing I'm going to do is use a 17mm wrench. And I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this bolt right here. Keep in mind that when you do take off that bolt, the oil is going to be hot, since you just warm up the vehicle for the engine. So be careful, watch your eyes, of course. Okay, you're going to be setting up the wrench, so you're turning it counterclockwise to loosen. Sometimes you can hit it a little bit for it to loosen up. So now it's loose enough for me to maneuver it with my fingers. While I'm turning, I'm applying pressure on back into the hole. And when I feel like it's off the thread, let go. And there it is. Good idea to keep the bolt or have it on. If it falls in, it's okay, you'll find it. Make sure the pan, so at first is going to be shooting a little further, and it's going to be coming a little closer, so make sure you have enough to cover that. Now's a good time to use a rag, of course. I'm going to wipe the bolt, let the oil do its thing. This next step you don't have to do. And go ahead and I'll do it. Since the car is lifted on this side, if you think about the gravity, or the oil pan is going the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this jack up a little bit. Just enough to take this jack force out. Make sure there's nothing under the car. Make sure that oil pan is under it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll just lower it. And let's see how much more oil we get. Not much, but we're getting some. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the car back on the jack. And we're going to go ahead and take off the switch. Okay, you can see that the oil's barely dripping. Go ahead, I'll put the bolt back on, hang a little bit so I have access to it. I like to wipe where I'm going to be working. It is going to be dripping again, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe this. Wipe the bolt already. I'm going to go ahead and I'll start screwing it back on. Alright. Not going to be leaking anymore. So let's move the oil pan this way. Be careful while moving it so it doesn't spill. You don't want to clean up the extra mess. Again, we're going back to the 17mm. Make sure you change it for it to start turning clockwise. And I'm going to tie it up. Make sure it's on there. Not too tight, but at the same time, enough force where you're not screwing up the thread, but you don't want to loose. I'm going to wipe it so I can see it once I start the vehicle if it's dripping or not. So this is nice and clean. Let's move this under the filter here. Next thing we're going to do is take off the filter. One cool trick that I think it's a cool trick. I put a towel rag right under the filter, over the suspension and wires and all that good stuff. It'll save you a lot of time. All the oil's going to be dripping on it, and once you take it off, it's going to clean under, so you don't have to clean it or it's not going to be leaking later on. Next thing is to get this wrench with the oil filter wrench. It's pretty easy. Don't forget to put it to where you're going to be using it counterclockwise to loosen it up. So this, either you need a wrench or you can do it by hand. Let's try it by hand, just for video purposes, but grab it and see if I can loosen it. So it's kind of pretty tight, because I did use the wrench last time. So you saw the difference between trying to do it with your hand
versus you just put this on. It is pretty tight on there actually, surprisingly, but there it goes. We'll leave it in there. Put that initial stuff. Sometimes the tool wrench kind of gets stuck on it. It'll stick it off later anyway. You'll see the oil coming out. So make sure you have the oil pan under. Don't forget that. Alright, and then the rest I'm dumping in an oil pan. So as you can see, all that oil just went over this rag.
Yes. Careful with this rag so you don't want to drop it back into the oil or the oil and the dirty oil. There you are. The filter is off.